best of the remaining part of the year, how to make the remaining part of the year, how to make it count, how to maximize the days, and how to, ensure that we end the year blessed, we end the year fulfilled, we end the year with results. And I want to start by saying that it's not really how you have started the year that counts, but really how you end the year that really matters. And irrespective of where you are, irrespective of what you have achieved so far, I want to tell you that there is still room for improvement. And if you think that you have not achieved anything, you have not done anything, there is still time, there is still room. And the end of the thing for me is usually better than the beginning. So this evening I want us to just look at what we can do to ensure that we make the best use of the remaining days, the remaining weeks in this year, and so that we can not only finish this year 2025 well, but so that at the same time we can enter into the new year strong. So there are 5 things I want us to look at. These 5 things are the things that will really help us, help us to ensure that we end this year strong, we end this year well, and that we're able to make the year really count. And there are 5 R's for me, and I'll pick each one, and then I will expatiate on each one. So please, wherever you're watching, let me know. My name is Modupe, and this is Modupe's Corner, and I give daily nuggets, inspiration, and also encourage our faith, for the journey ahead of us. So how do we make this year count? How do we ensure that we make the best of the remaining part of this year? The first one for me is what I call to reflect. And as the name says, it says we should reflect on the things that you have done, reflect on the months that have passed, January, February, March, April, even till this day. Just reflect. Ask yourself, how has this year been? What have I been able to achieve? What are the goals that at the beginning of this year I set for myself? And down the line, how much have I really achieved? How far have I really gone in the things that I have set out to do at the beginning of this year? So that is what I mean by reflecting. Hello, welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. I can see Aiden. Hello, welcome. I can see GM. Welcome as well. My name is Modupe, and this is Modupe's Corner. And what we're looking at this evening is how do we make the remaining days, the remaining months count? How can we make the best use of the remaining days, ending this year strong, ending this year well? So that is what we're looking at this evening. So please let me know where you're watching from. Or you're watching from Bangladesh. Thank you so much. My name is Modupe, and I'm here from Lagos, Nigeria. So please join me. Please like, please share, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe as well. So what are the things? And I said that I have 5 things which I have called the 5 R's that will help us to navigate this journey and ensure that this year counts, that we end this year well. And the first thing, like I said, is that we need to reflect. We need to reflect on the year, to ask ourselves, okay, please reply me. Okay, what are you asking? Please let me know what you're asking. So the first thing is for us to reflect. Go through the year. How has the year been? What have you been able to achieve during the course of the year? Ask yourself, what are the things that have worked for you? And then at the same time, what are the things that have not worked? So that is how we would reflect on the journey so far. This is the first thing that we must do if we want to ensure that we end this year on a strong note, if we want to ensure that this year really makes a difference and it counts for us. So the first thing that we must do is that we must reflect on the year so far. The second thing is that we then need to refocus. After reflecting and taking inventory of the month. It could be any aspect of your life. It could be your finances, it could be your spiritual life, it could be your family life, it could be your job, it could be your business, it could be your time with your children. You need to reflect and ask yourself what has worked and what hasn't worked. With the goals and the things that I have set for myself, how far have I gone? And then this will lead us to the second R, which is that we need to refocus. And when we talk about this, to refocus, it means that out of all these things that you have listed, you need to take one thing and you need to focus on it. Because whatever you focus on is what grows. And what we're saying is that we want this year to end well for us. What we're saying is that we want to achieve something meaningful before the end of the year. So what you need to do is to ask yourself, out of all aspects of my life, which one of it is most important? Which one of it do I really want to see results? Then I will encourage you that is the one that you need to focus on. You need to ask yourself, if it's your business, if it's the business aspect of your life, then you ask yourself, what is it about my business that I want to change? What is it about my business the result that I want to see? And that is what you are going to focus on. It could be your relationship with your spouse, relationship at work. Then you need to ask yourself, what is it that I want to see a change in? And that is what you need to refocus and put your mind at, and you begin to take steps, set goals for yourself, and work towards it. So the number 3 thing that you need to do, which is the third R, is that you need to recommit yourself. You need to try again, because the whole essence, the real thing is we want the year to end well. The whole essence is that we want to achieve something. The whole essence is that we want the remaining part of this year to count. We have a couple more days in November, and then we have 31 days in December. And what we want is that we want this year to count. We want to be able to, at the end of the year, to say, oh, thank God, this is what I achieved. This is what I was able to do. So you need to recommit. You need to, get up again. If you had failed in that aspect, you need to ask yourself questions and say, what do I do? What difference can I make? How can I go about it? And that is what you and I will need to do. So I want to ask you, and I want you to please, respond to me, that are you satisfied with how far you have gone this year? Have you, can you say that, oh, you are happy and that this year has really, really, produced for you? If this answer is yes, just let me know in the comment. Yes, I'm happy. This year has been so fulfilling. And if the year has not been so fulfilling because you have not been able to do the things or get to the place where you want to get to, then I want you to just, ginger yourself. I want you to give yourself that wake-up call and say to yourself, so this is what I'm going to do, right? I know that there's still a lot of things that I still want to do before the end of this year. And I've decided and I've told myself, I'm picking one thing. I'm going to refocus, I'm going to recommit, and I'm going to ensure that before the end of the year, I can say that, oh, thank God, this is what I have been able to do. So the number 4 thing, the number 4R, is that you should recharge. It's important that as a person, you recharge yourself. If you need to rest, give yourself that rest. While resting, you are able to also pray. You are able to also meditate. You are able to, journal things. Ask yourself questions. Sometimes maybe you have decided to do something, and you, in your heart, in your mind, you felt that this is the way you should go, and then you had set some strategy in place that this is how you go, but along the way, line you realize that things are not, going on well as you have imagined. This is the time for you to, recharge. This is the time for you to ask yourself, to journal things, to pray about it, to commit, things onto the hands of God and say, what is next? What is next for me? And this is the fourth hour. This is the fourth thing you should do to recharge. You need to, get up. You need to rest if you need to rest. You need to just ensure that, you put things in place. You put things in motion. And the last one is that you should, whatever you need to let go, you have to let it go. And the fifth R for me is that you must release. Release the things that have not worked. And that is why we had to start from reflecting. There are things that have not worked. For me now, I realized that some things that I was doing, I had to let go of. And sometimes you have to, when you get to this part, when you get to the point of release, you sometimes have to delegate some things that you have been, doing. You have to delegate and ensure that this thing, somebody else is doing it for you, so that you are able, to accomplish some of the things that you want to. If, for instance, your goal at the beginning of the year was to write a book, you ask yourself, what have you been able to do? Have you written that book? If the question is no, you have not written that book, then the next thing you should ask yourself is, why have I not been able to write the book? It could be because you have so many things you are doing and there is no time. So when you get to the place of reflecting, you ask yourself, is writing this book really important to me? If it is important to you, then you need to ask yourself, what do I do to accomplish this goal of writing my book? And that is where you have to release some things. Anyway, my friends, I want to say that the whole essence of this video is to encourage you. The whole essence of this video is to let you know that the remaining part of the year still can be meaningful if you are intentional about it, if you are deliberate about it. And so I'm making this is a wake-up call for you. This is a wake-up call for me, that we can achieve and that we can still make the remaining part of this year, to count for us. So the year is not over yet, neither are you. That is number one. And I don't want you to continue to count the days. What I want you to do is that you should make the days to count for you. I say it over and over again that it is not over, and it will not be over until you win. And I'm encouraging you once again, please be intentional. I'm encouraging you once again, be intentional, be deliberate. And you need to take responsibility if you're going to see any change before the end of the year. I know you can do it, and I'm rooting for you. So once again, I want to say a very big thank you for watching. I want to say a very big thank you for joining me. Aiden, GM, thank you for joining me. Everyone, if you're going to watch the video after, thank you as well for joining me. Please, this is a community that I'm building, a community of faith for people to share daily nuggets and also inspiration for you and I to grow up, to grow big, to grow strong together, and to make every day count. So once again, thank you so much. My name is Modupe, and this is Modupe's Corner. Please don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe as well. And I would love to hear from you. So until the next video, thank you so much. Bye.